right, so let's go over a player who has a narrow arm structure at the top of the backswing. So if you're a player who swings up to the top and it looks something like this, then let's go ahead and learn how to fix this, because when I see players go up to the top like this, what's happening is that we're losing a lot of power and a lot of speed, and we're not getting enough torque and wind up and load into the backswing. So how do I fix this arm structure here? Well, the first thing to understand is, how do we bring the club from the ground up to the top? Okay, the brain tells the body that, hey, I got to bring this club up here, and I can do that in two ways. One, I can just lift up my arms and take it up, and the brain is telling the body I have the club up to the top. Okay, but this causes a ton of issues. So what we want to do is we want to use our body, our chest, our hips, our legs in coordination of our arms going up. So one way to think about this is your left arm or lead arm, we're going to keep the distance from your left shoulder to the wrist pretty much straight. So it can be meaning hyperextended or a slight flex, but anytime I bend too much, that's too narrow, and that's not good. Okay, so the question becomes, well, if I keep it straight, how do I get the club head to go up to the top? Because if I just do up to here, you can see that the club is not going up to the top. Well, we need to understand wrist hinge. Okay, so one drill that I like to do is, I'll tell some of my players who struggle with this, is if you put the club to the ground and you have to keep the arm straight at setup, how do I lift the club up from the ground up in the air? Well, all I do is hinge the wrist like this. Okay, so I'm just hinging the wrist up, and all of a sudden it comes up almost to head level. Okay, and one thing that I can do is I lift it up. Now go ahead and take your backswing, and I have it up to the top. So understanding wrist hinge is what brings the club head up, as I keep the arm, lead arm, straight in coordination of my pivot. So when I take that wrist hinge and I take it up here, that would be a great feel or drill to get some structure in the backswing. And as I go up, I coordinate wrist hinge with my pivot, and there's a full backswing. Okay, it does not need to go more or overextended somewhere here. Okay, so the idea is getting the arm, if I'm under a door frame, to get the arm pointed to that corner but not directly above me. So a good backswing structure will look like that. Okay, so go ahead and try that from this angle. I have it here versus that position there. So go ahead and give that a shot. Remember, it's wrist hinge while keeping the lead arm straight with a good pivot.